Very valuable, great participation. Lots, participation from many different areas. So I think in that respect, it's very useful to have this opportunity to engage with such a broad spectrum from the industry.
And it's a huge pleasure to be able to open the conference here in Dubai at the Atlantis and to see so many familiar faces and friends in the audience once again. And in the past few months in particular have been fairly kind to tanker shipping participants. Tanker market fundamentals have improved, and together with geopolitical events have driven a significant and sustained rise in freight rates. So I'll now ask our keynote speaker, Captain Abdul Karim Al-Masabi, the Chief Executive of ADNOC Logistics and Services, who's well known to all of you. So Abdul Karim, I'd like to invite you on stage to give the keynote speech.
We are firmly on the rise, and this gives us a bandwidth to examine the bigger picture. ADNOC's position on this is clear. We need continued investment in traditional energy sources and by default their transportation to be able to fund the energy transition and reduce emissions. This sets the tone for ADNOC Logistics and Service direction, and our mandate is very clear. Maximum energy, minimum emissions. It does not need to be one or the other.
This morning it's an honor for me to stand here before you to share my thoughts on how would the maritime industry look like after the COVID-19 pandemic, and what is expected from us as ship owners, ship managers, and all who are involved in the shipping industry. To come up with a good and factual speech, I had to look for another crisis that also impacted the shipping industry and briefly compare it to the recent crisis so that we can see where we stand and how much we learned from our past experience. As we all know that the shipping industry adaptability and resilience is always tested from time to time through economic shocks. COVID-19 being one amongst many in the past, and certainly not the last one.
I would like to present it as a story, and this story has three characters. The first character is the Russia-Ukraine war. The second character is dwindling global economy, and the third character is the big brother, IMO.
I would like to turn it around and say, actually, I'm very, very positive. Let me start on this note. I'm positive on the short term, I'm positive on the midterm, and on the long term, because I do believe that the fundamentals are right. And by the way, cyclicality, in my view and in our view, provides also the opportunity.
We are optimistic about recovery. The government is pushing towards a new economy based on knowledge, smart technology, and advanced science. The petrochemical sector is an integral pillar of the UAE industry strategy, Operation 300 billion, that is expected to increase the GDP from 133 billion dirham to 300 billion dirham by year 2031. Smart logistics is the way forward for the tanker sector as well.
Now we see that the market is going up, and generally the future looks more positive. Other things that also affect is the uncertainty we have now with LNG market that make areas like Europe to import more fuel, and the need to reduce CO2 that goes as to new energy mix. So we have new fuels that are going in the market that will affect also the tanker trade.
Just to say, first of all, to say what a great conference, so many people, and I think that's a good thing. We can talk about the problems, and a lot of the solutions, to me, the main takeaway is that it's all about partnerships and working together, whether it's somebody doing voyage routing or somebody, giving you some technology for the efficiency saving and the underwater parts of a ship.
The incremental steps for people with relatively new fleets are good enough to meet the 2030 targets. And again, 2030 is still 8 years away, so we would hope that the longer term technology is improved over the coming years, and then we can start looking at new buildings in the 2030s that will meet the zero carbon requirements.
I think the session answered a lot of the questions that were left unanswered or posed to the audience in session 1. And the key takeaways are that there are changes being poignantly made by the shipping industry to be more green, to be more compliant with the regulations, but there is the need for investment to be made and a conjoined action by all of the players in the market to make sure that the success of the regulatory changes being made is felt and is effectively doing what it is supposed to do.
I think it's quite interesting as usual. The best thing about this conference is the networking, is the variety of people coming from different backgrounds, and the chance that we actually exchange information, share knowledge, and also provides an opportunity even to create more business.
Oh, it's my first time here, and I must say the quality of the crowd that you put together and the quality the obvious effort that's gone into all of this really stood out. Conversations today as well from morning onwards have been very educative. I think I've got a lot that I can process over the next day or two. So a lot of good thought-provoking conversations, and like I said, really good quality of people. I think that really puts an event at the pedestal it deserves to be. So nicely done.
Coming into the Maritime Standard, where does this fit in? It fits in perfectly, and I refer to last night. There was 900 attendees in the award ceremony, and today we had a very good attendance with a lot of interaction, a lot of networking. And in this will be a perfect timing as well for us really to come together, align our thoughts, revisit what we have discussed today, and then be ready for the COP28 and support the nation.
My impression about being back at the Atlantis with the TMS Awards and the Tanker Conference is, I think it's the right step, because it's the hometown of the TMS Awards and the Tanker Conference. Everybody likes it, to be here, to network, to have good discussions, I mean, it's a beautiful location for everyone.
Being a mariner of 47 years standing, who was primarily in the tanker trade, it was very, very interesting for me. And now I'm with the Classification Society arena, so you also touched upon what classification societies are doing by way of digitalization, evolution, etc. So I found it very interesting.